Yes, guys, welcome to the Blacktown Premier League podcast clip section, where we'll be posting clips of what happened in our podcast from the previous week so that you can watch them in short bursts and feed those hungry appetites of yours. Starting with Pons from last week, they discuss how good they're going to be this year. Enjoy. Is this the best a Blacktown Men's Premier League team has looked on paper heading into round one? I'll let you decide. We'd like to welcome Eli El Hakim, Blake Skur, Fardod Sanjakani, as well as Jonathan Dalle and Sam De Oliveira. Those latter three welcome new inclusions to our competition. We've got some questions to ask them in the Premier League Ins and Outs podcast. Let's keep it familiar to start with. Blake Skur, back with a Pons pre-season under your belt. Compared to last year, that wasn't the case. Word on the street is that there's been something of a culture change this year. There's more players turning up than ever. So can you speak on if that's true or not?
Yeah, no, it's been really good getting back out there with the boys. I think, if Matt Hubbard's showing up for every single session, then you're getting a good show out. So it's been good to see him down at training for once. So big things to come, I think.
Ellie, welcome back, my friend. The Australian Cup just went by for you on this passing Sunday. And with respect to the entire Pond squad, not the first sort of grade lineup that we'll see in rounds to come and match of the round games to come, I'm sure, but still a very strong one. You did go down, but talk me through the performance and who stood out for you.
Yeah, it was a really good game. It was a test of our depth for that game. We had about 7-8 players out, obviously through suspensions for our grand final last year, and a couple of boys injured. But yeah, we went down there just very positive. We got into the game. I was pretty surprised that we were able to handle a team of that quality the way we did. We were in the game for most of it. We did go down 3-2, but I thought we had the better chances. We were just unlucky. They had 2 or 3 weeks into their season, which showed for us. But I was really proud of the players. We played a team that all the players get paid and stuff like that. So for us, it was a good achievement and showed the depth in our reserve grade, what they could do on the night.
Jono, welcome to the competition, my friend. Welcome to Blacktown. It's great to have you in here. I do want to know, you've obviously come from the Bankstown competition and Yagoona Lions. Sort of what tempted you to come over across these seas to the Blacktown comp?
Yeah, it actually all started about 2 years ago when I was playing African Cup. I was representing Congo just across the park here, and I was playing with Blake and Hubs in that team, and they got talking to me about ponds and coming over to the district. But for me, I hadn't obviously finished what I wanted to do at Yagoona yet. But the boys and Ellie kept talking to me throughout the season, checking in on me, seeing how we were going. We won the minor premiership, made it to the final. Obviously didn't go the plan we wanted, but that happens in football, and obviously same thing happened at Ponds. And then I moved out this way, and it just all lined up perfectly.
Very well done indeed, bidding your time perfectly, and good to know that Blake and Hubs are on that recruiting phone call straight away. Fardod, you'll be in contention for Golden Boot this year, no doubt, should you keep fit, hopefully, fingers crossed, throughout the season. You and Sam have both jumped ship from a highly successful Norwest team across the wrong side of the M7. You're also a former Parkley representative yourself, so I want to know what brings you back to Blacktown via the Ponds?
Yeah, there's a few factors, but one of the big ones was Blake. So I know Blake on the pitch and off the pitch, and when he calls you, it's hard to say no. He has a way with his words, and now honestly, I'm just looking forward to the new challenge in this competition. The Hills comp was good. I think we're looking forward to just taking it to that next level, and I think the Blacktown comp will give us the opportunity to showcase our skills. And in regards to Golden Boot, that is my personal goal that I want to achieve. But the main thing is minor premiership, winning Cotton Cup, winning the grand final. And that's the most important thing.
And he wasn't paid to say that either. Sam, we won't get to see what you're made of until a couple of rounds into the season, but the pedigree you have is it's creating waves around the sort of public sphere of our competition, which is pretty exciting to say, if I do say so myself. So what are the expectations upon yourself and for Ponds this year?
Look, I've always taken football very serious, whether it's getting paid, whatever it is. Now, club footy, I love club footy, man, and I hate losing. So, the boys during pre-season have pushed. Ellie has pushed, man. He's made us do doggies, suicides. There's a couple of boys vomit on the sideline, man. So our pre-seasons look good. Most of us are sharp. We're ready to go. Obviously, I've served a suspension, so I just want to say to the clubs out there that just start your starting 11 because we got heat. We got a lot of good boys. They're solid. They both grades can play up. So I'm keen. I'm very keen on a good season. look, I always put pressure on myself to be better. I'm getting older, but like all the push from the boys, Ellie as well, like always on our back to, get the job done. And I don't think we want to settle for anything less than 3 points every match, minor prems, as Dodd said, Cotton Cup, Grand Final. Like, I want to be holding up a trophy. Like Hills, I held up a trophy, so I want to do it again. We're a good bunch of lads.
Very well said once again. John, I'm going to throw it back towards you now. Ponds have so often been, and I hate to say it, the bridesmaids rather than the bride. I know that you've taken a look at some of the games, some of the content that we've produced around games in the past, and I know that I've been told that you're pretty keen on sort of all this, the fuss that we make. So how are you, among the other guys standing here, going to help Ponds take that next step?
Well, I know when the boys brought me in, it was obviously to get a job done, and that was obviously in the back line, wherever it needed to be done. I'm there to do that. But at the same time, having coached over in Bankstown district as well, and over there I was coaching first grade and reserve grade, and we won the minor premiership in both grades. You learn a lot about player management more than just the tactical side, and obviously having the size of the squad that we do, a lot of the boys that you see here next to us, they've all had to step up as well, like to take some of that burden off Ellie, because Ellie and Karim, they're going through the tactics, footage, doing all that stuff. But once you're out there on the field, the coach is just kind of like a voice on the sideline, whereas we've got to step up. If we go down, we got to push. If it's just the person with the armband pushing, you still got 10 other players that got to start making moves too. So I think with all the boys that have come in and the quality in the side, and even like we said over the weekend, that reserve grade that came up to first grade, and mate, some of them played better than the first graders. Like they proved themselves, and they're trying to prove themselves for a spot in first grade. I think with the combined experience we have here, the leadership, the quality, like there's a lot that people in this district haven't seen yet, and honestly, beware. Like there's a lot coming for you.
Very exciting to hear, and that sort of Ponds culture is clearly ingrained on coming through the words of what we're hearing, which is very exciting. Blake, you're the one here standing here who can really attest to the grand final, which was the last time that we would have spoken to you guys. What are some of the learnings, if you'd like to say, what are some of the learnings from that grand final for you boys?
I think the biggest learnings, or what we take away from last year, is attitude is more important than skill base. I think we've had the skill for a couple of years now, but the attitude is maybe something that we didn't have perfect yet. So I think just understanding that we all have a role to play, and decisions have repercussions, consequences, if you don't make the right decisions. So I think, culture this year has been a big change for us. Just positive culture and showing up and changing that attitude. I think that's where we'll see success.
Well said. Fardod, the Golden Boot was 18 goals. Is 18 the goal you're setting, or are you going for even more?
Yeah, look, 18, 21, it's the same thing. I mean, like, whatever Treble says, Hills football, counting, whatever. Anyway, we'll move past that. But the goal for me this year will be to, score 1 goal a game, if not more, 20 goals a season. Look, assisting, scoring, the main thing is winning. So I think if I'm scoring, I'm assisting, I'm helping the team, then we're going to be winning. And it's just turning up on the big occasions, all right? So it's not just, scoring against, one team 5 goals. It's about consistency. It's about week in, week out. And the best team in the end will win it, because this year's going to be different. We're coming in with a very specific mindset that, we've engraved in ourselves that we are the best, but we have to earn the right to play, and we're going to show that on the pitch with our performances.
Sam, I do have to ask, we've sort of already hinted it already, but you kind of are, in terms of your best 11, not going to be available for the first couple of rounds, so you are, I'm going to say, giving other teams a sort of head start perhaps in the championship, on the ladder at least in the first couple of rounds. So what is it about managing expectations and being real about the fact that you won't have your best 11 until maybe a quarter or a fifth of the way through the season that is challenging, and how do you think you'll sort of meander around that?
Look, I don't think having me in the squad is going to be too much of a big difference. Like, obviously there's a 10 who's different play style to I am, but whoever comes into my spot, I've already seen is capable of doing a job. So, our front four is crazy. People that come in off the bench are crazy. Our back line are very experienced. They're like solid. I've heard that, other teams are also pretty good. So all I've got to say is it's more of a more of a push for us to show that, you know, we can say that we do have, you know, 4, 5, 6 blokes to come on that are solid, but we need to also, you know, we will show the comp that, you know, we can do that. We can push past, you know, barriers. We will be, like, we do want to be the best. We will be the best. And I think everyone else that comes up, man, you can see it, man. Like, it's good. We all love each other. It's a good vibe, but everyone wants to play first grade, man. And, like, no one wants to sit out and, like, I've punished myself, and I know that I'll constantly be working, you know, through the trainings that I can't play. I'll be at games watching, you know, supporting the lads, and, man, I'm going to do what I can to get my spot back, because I know if someone's going to take my spot and they're playing good, man, they deserve to stay. Boys in the comp, man, you have to, for the first 3 games, you've got to play your best side, all right?
It's not a threat.
Yeah, it's not a threat.
Thanks very much. Now, if that wasn't threatening enough, it's prediction time, and we're literally going to predict everything in relation to the table and award winners come the end of 18 rounds. So, Ellie, I'll just hold the mic. I want you to predict the champions and then the premiers this year in the PR1.
All right, it's going to probably sound biased, but it's only because of the year that so far that we're having in the preseason that we've had. It's probably the best I've seen in my 6 years of coaching. So obviously I'm going to say us for premiers and championship.
The double. Okay, I know you want the Cotton Cup as well, so that'll be a treble. That's very good. What about the rest of the top 5? How's it going to round out?
I don't know about the order, but I think these will be the teams. I think it will be us, Marion, Doonside, Workers, and the 5th spot. I'm just going to go on Eastern Creek from last year's form, but I'm not sure. I haven't seen much. Ropes Crossing as well as the other mix as well. So, yeah, that would be
relatively unchanged from last year. That's fair enough. A safe bet, I guess you could say. Now, this is the one that might cause a stir. Who's your tip to finish 10th?
It's a tough one. I'm going to say 2 teams. I can't go on one. I'm going to say Tigers, Quakers Hill Tigers, and or Riverson.
Safe wording for sure. Golden Boot, then Player of the Year.
Golden Boot, obviously can't go past my striker, Dodd. And Player of the Year, I'm going to say 2 people. Probably people take it a bit surprisingly. But I'm just going to put it out there. I'm going to say either Semi or Ibi.
Okay. Couple of left wing shouts there, but certainly, or left of field shouts there, but certainly ones that I'm sure you guys will get behind. Boys, especially you 3 joining us for the first time, thanks for driving out all this way to be a part of it. It's been great to hear from you and this sort of this extra bit of winning mentality that you're bringing, and I'm sure the comp is Quakers Hilling in their boots. Sorry, that was terrible. We're going to wrap up the podcast here, but thanks very much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.